By April 2026, the battlefield in Ukraine has transitioned into a new era of algorithmic attrition. The integration of artificial intelligence into FPV and loitering munitions is no longer a peripheral experiment, but a central pillar of tactical operations. As previously documented in our audit of the Ukraine drone factory infrastructure, the standardization of modular drone components has allowed for the rapid deployment of lightweight AI inference modules. These onboard processors enable terminal autonomy, the ability of a drone to identify, track, and strike a target without a continuous radio frequency link to an operator. The deployment of edge computing chips, comparable to the Jetson Orin Nano, has solved the critical vulnerability of electronic warfare, EW. In previous years, Russian jamming would sever the video link in the final hundreds of meters, causing the drone to miss its mark. Today, Ukrainian drones utilize visual servoing. Once an operator designates a target, the onboard AI locks on to the visual signature. Even if the RF link is completely severed by intense jamming, the drone continues its flight path with autonomous precision. This has effectively moved the kill chain from being RF-centric to sensor-centric, rendering traditional soft-kill EW obsolete during the most critical phase of the attack. The data from April 2026 confirms a massive leap in operational efficiency. For non-AI drones, the hit probability in heavily jammed sectors has plummeted to below 10% as Russian EW density increases. However, for AI-equipped FPV munitions, the kill-to-flight ratio has risen from 20% to over 31% in the same contested environments. This 3.3x increase in lethality means that Ukraine can achieve superior tactical effects with a significantly lower volume of sorties, preserving its industrial stockpile while imposing unsustainable costs on Russian armor. Russia has recognized that its electronic shield is no longer sufficient and is pivoting toward hard-kill solutions. To counter AI-enabled drones, the Russian military is fielding robotized CIWSS, close-in weapon systems, and small-caliber automated turrets like the Zavit-D. These systems use 35 GHz ASA radars and thermal sensors to detect and intercept drones kinetically. While these turrets have a reaction time of under 1 second, they are currently limited by deployment density and the high cost exchange ratio. A single automated turret is expensive to produce and can still be overwhelmed by coordinated swarm tactics. One of the most effective Russian countermeasures in 2026 is the evolution of adversarial decoys. Since Ukrainian drones rely on computer vision, Russia is deploying Class 3 multispectral decoys, inflatable or wooden replicas that mimic the visual, thermal, and radar signatures of real tanks. Current audit data shows that the false positive lock rate has increased to 19%. Forcing Ukrainian AI models into a constant cycle of retraining. This is a war of precision versus recall, where Russia attempts to flood the AI sensors with false data to exhaust Ukraine's high-tech munitions on low-value targets. The primary bottleneck for Ukraine's AI dominance is the supply chain. Russia has intensified its efforts to interdict the flow of AI accelerators and sensors. Through a combination of diplomatic pressure on transshipment hubs and kinetic strikes on assembly sites, Russia aims to degrade the Ukraine drone factory output. Furthermore, Russian cyber units, APT-28-29, have targeted firmware repositories, attempting to inject sleeper vulnerabilities that could cause AI models to misclassify Russian vehicles under specific environmental conditions. We are approaching a state of technology stalemate. While Ukraine holds the current upper hand in software adaptation and model update velocity, averaging a 5 to 7 day retraining cycle, Russia is leveraging its superior heavy industrial base to mass-produce counter-systems. The conflict is no longer just about who has the most drones, but who can sustain the industrial throughput of specialized components. If Russia can scale its hard-kill turrets faster than Ukraine can secure its AI chip supply, the tactical advantage will erode. The upper hand gained by Ukrainian AI-integrated drones is real, but renewable, not permanent. It is a tactical edge that must be defended through continuous iteration. The next 90 days will be decisive. If Ukraine can maintain its secure supply lines for Tier 2 AI chips and implement hardware root of trust to protect its firmware, it will maintain its role as the dominant predator of the abyss. However, if Russia successfully synchronizes cyber corruption with mass decoy deployment, the battlefield will return to a high-cost equilibrium, where neither side can achieve a breakthrough. The era of the invisible hunter is here, but its survival depends entirely on the resilience of the factory behind the front.